And then we see Rhea Ripley versus Shayna Baszler, which, you know, it was an okay match, I guess. Rhea does remind everyone before the match that it is her division. I was like, yes, it is. The match was fine, but it ends in a DQ, essentially, or a no contest, just like it has been over the last several weeks, because Raquel can't stay backstage, Nia can't stay backstage, and Zoe can't stay backstage. So they just go in and they start attacking everybody, and that ends up leading to Rhea meeting with Adam Pearce backstage, and she's like, you know, we need to get this figured out. Like, what is going on? They need to stop interfering in my matches. And that is when Pearce is like, oh, by the way, you're gonna have to face them all at Crown Jewel. So it's going to be Rhea Ripley versus Raquel Rodriguez versus Nia Jax versus Shayna Baszler versus Zoe Stark for the Women's World Championship. And I'm stoked about that. I just hope Rhea wins.
You can't have her lose. I'm sorry, you can't.
It's like what we've been saying, where someone was trying to argue with me on Twitter, and when I said that Jade has to go to Raw because the main event scene in the women's division on Raw is not the same as it is on SmackDown, and this person was literally arguing with me, saying that Raw is not stacked and that it's pretty even and all this, and I was like, there's literally two girls that you would consider main event on Raw, and that is Rhea and Becky. There's really no other like full-blown main eventers, top of the card girls. And then you look at SmackDown, it's Bayley, it's Charlotte, it's Bianca, it's Asuka, it's, you know, Io Sky. Like, are you really saying that that's equivalent? There's a reason why Rhea had a title match with Natalya. Like, stop. You know, like, there's a reason for that. And it's like, people that don't understand that is just ridiculous, because I'm not shitting on the other women. I'm not saying that I'm unhappy that so many of them are being featured on Raw over the last few weeks. I'm ecstatic about that. But there's a reason why Tegan Nox isn't going after Rhea for the title. There's a reason why the After Party is not doing it, or Nikki Cross. Like, there's a reason for that. And to act like that's not legit or that that's not happening is like, I think it's just disingenuous. Why I think Rhea needs to win, other than the fact that it's Rhea Ripley, is because of her not having a lot of legitimate opponents since becoming champion at WrestleMania. You know, no one really thought Natalya was going to win. No one thought that Zelina Vega was going to win. No one thought whoever else she's been against. I couldn't even tell you. Well, Raquel Rodriguez was close, but you kind of knew that she wasn't really at a point.
That was her most legit.
Yeah, but she really wasn't even at a point. Like, physically, she was the closest. But as far as, like, being over and, like, worthy of taking the title off of Rhea Ripley, she wasn't quite there. So I feel like this is the perfect way for Rhea to solidify herself as the queen bee in the division and to legitimize herself to those who think that she's had an easy title run. If she beats 4 other women for that title, I feel like you kind of can't argue that. And it's the best case scenario right now, because then there are 4 other women who will be competing to try and be the number 1 contender, to get a rematch, to do whatever. And that is just like a win-win situation for everybody, I feel like.